Hello. Hi. My name is Maddie. I am incredibly congested. Um that's that's an intro. Hi, I'm Maddie and I'm congested. But I am. I got flu B from my nanny kids like 2 weeks ago, and that took me out for a good week, and then it turned into bronchitis. So I still have bronchitis. It's not contagious anymore. Hasn't been for like a week and a half, but the mucus lingers. So that's fun for me. If I sound weird, that would be why. My bronchial tract is a mess. And that's that on that. So, hi, I'm Maddie, also known as By a Thread Knits, because if you couldn't tell, I am in fact hanging on by a thread. So is this microphone. You know what the video is, you clicked on it. Winter Knitting Patterns 2025 to 2026. I'm excited for winter knits this year. I feel like this fall, I haven't been super inspired to knit, honestly, just because I'm so tired all the time. And when I get home from my various jobs and school, etc., like I just crash and I just like sit on the couch and stare blankly into space. Like, I'm serious, that's what I do most nights. I'm okay. We don't need to get into it. Anyway, so I feel like I haven't been very inspired to knit, but I'm coming up on a month-long break from school, which like cannot wait for that. I need it badly. So yeah, I'm thinking like with this month-long break, it's going to be nice to just like have some time to actually do the things that I want to do and be free again. I mean, I'll still be working, but I won't be doing school on top of that. So I'm working part-time right now and I'm doing school full-time. So you do the math there. I'm excited for winter knits this year. I think we've got some really cool patterns coming out right now, and I'm excited to chit-chat with you about them. So let's get into it. Today I have my laptop, so sorry if I'm looking over this way. I hope this is my good side. I don't remember which side is my good side. All right, besties. So for those of you who have not seen my pattern roundups before, I like to go through the pattern name, designer name, suggested yarn weight, sizes available, and projects on Ravelry. Oh, and price too. That just kind of gives you an overview of like what the pattern's about, and it's just some good info, I think. That's how I do things around here. Let's get started with the memory sweater from Knit. This is a pattern that is knit at a DK weight with a thread and a thread held together. Word. It's available in sizes extra small through 4XL, has 36 projects on Ravelry, and costs about $8.09. All the prices are going to be in USD because I am in fact American. Super sorry about it, like actually. I really love colorwork yokes in the winter. I love them all the time, but I feel like they're especially apt in the winter time. There's just something about a colorwork yoke. It just screams winter to me. It's very cozy, very cute. And I like this one a lot because it has like some subtle floral motifs. And I'm a big floral girly. I feel like florals in the winter are kind of hard to do. And I thought this one was very like subtly floral. It has kind of the leaf motif too, a la the porcelain sweater, which is from the same designer. This is just like a really classic, cute colorwork yoke. And I would love to make this at some point. I think it's just so winter. It's like very ski coated. I've never been skiing in my life, so I am talking out of my ass on that one, but like, I feel like it's something you would see at a ski lodge. Again, literally no idea. Zero point of reference for that. I wish I could breathe. That would be nice. Next up, we have Patagonia Peaks by Maya Daglin. This is a Aran weight pattern available in sizes 1 through 8. Has 14 projects on Ravelry and costs about $12.39 for the pattern. So this is obviously inspired by the classic Patagonia pullovers. I think I would go a more muted color palette personally. There's some tester photos that are really, really cute. Like the neon is fun, but I don't know. For my personal style, I would kind of go more toned down colors, but I love the boucle. I love the little pocket. And just the construction of this, I feel like, is pretty unique. I haven't really seen knit patterns that look so similar to Patagonia before. I like that one. I think it's fun. Next up, we have the Salted Caramel Sweater Adult by Nashua Scar. This is a bulky weight pattern. It comes in sizes extra small through 3XL, 12 projects on Ravelry, and costs about $8.16. Okay, so this isn't a colorwork yoke, but I still feel like this is very winter colorwork-y. It kind of reminds me of the porcelain sweater, but I mean, it's obviously very different. So it's stranded colorwork, I believe, and then it has these like bands that separate the colorwork, and they almost look like I-cord. Maybe that's like double knitting. I don't know, but it's really cute. And then the motifs like within the sections are also really cute and pretty unique. Like that top one I really like, where it's like kind of, again, like almost floral, but not quite. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I think it's really cute. And if you like the look of the porcelain sweater but don't necessarily want the porcelain sweater, I think this is a good alternative. So when I do these videos, I try to put the spotlight on smaller designers, lesser known patterns, but I do slip in the occasional, the more well-known designer here and there. I don't feel good. Anyway, this is Polo No.1 by My Favorite Things. This is knit at a DK weight, comes in sizes extra small through 4XL, has 11 projects on Ravelry, and there is no price listed, which is a delightful little mystery, I guess. I mean, the name really does sum this up, like it's a polo. With a lot of knit polo collared sweaters, they're kind of like chunkier and they lean definitely more sweater. This one I feel is like a true polo shirt. And I think that's interesting and very collegiate and very cute. Not too much positive ease, but definitely not negative ease. I really like the colors in the sample. I feel like that does slay pretty hard. There's, again, not much that can be said about that. I just think it's a really good basic, and sometimes it's kind of fun to knit those like really classic pieces. Okay, next up we have Magnolia Bloom by Camelia Cardigan. This one is knit at a worsted weight, comes in sizes extra small through 2/3X, has, oh my god, has 1,989 projects on Ravelry, and costs about $9.71. Again, with my whole like subtle floral situation. I like this one because instead of a colorwork yoke, it's like a lacework colorwork. It's like a lace yoke. Yeah, this one I feel like is kind of an alternative for the ranunculus. I have never knit a ranunculus. I have no ranunculi in my collection. This is more up my alley just because it's, I don't know, it's just different and kind of cool. I like the baubles on this. Listen, I know baubles are kind of a hotly debated element in knitting. Some people hate them. I'm pro bauble. I'll say it. I think they're cute. Yeah, I like this one. It's got the... it looks like flowers, but it's like not too in-your-face floral. So I think it's good for the winter. This is Cardigan Seúl by Mochi Knits. This one is available in extra small through 3XL, is knit at a worsted weight. I think I forgot to say that for the last one. Sorry. Has 100 projects on Ravelry and costs about $10.28. This is actually an older pattern. This was released in July of 2023. That's interesting. But I feel like it's very of the moment, cardigan wise. Lately for cardigans, I've been seeing a lot of circular necklines. The girlies are not doing a v-neck cardigan. I hate to say it. I love a v-neck cardigan, but the girlies have spoken. It's the winter of the circular neck cardigan, I fear. And particularly this like boxy, oversized fit with a double folded collar has been all the rage with the girly pops. And I love it. I think it's very cute. Very versatile, and I really like this particular iteration because of the pockets. I love pockets on a cardigan. It's my favorite. I think it's so cute. It also has like an interesting detail on the cuff where it kind of folds a little bit. I don't know how you do that, but it's cool. So yeah, this is Cardigan Seúl, and I really want to make this one. It's on my list. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on her. Oh my god, okay. I had to include this one because it has been bombarding my algorithms. I asked my friends, like, are you guys also being like propagandized? Are you being like fed the sailor slipper pattern on your social media algorithms, or is this just me? And for some reason, like they had seen it, they knew about it, but it's like every video for me, like every other video is the sailor slippers. And I fear it's working. The propaganda is propagandaing. So these are the sailor slippers by Annie Germain. These are a super bulky pattern that come in sizes UK 3 through 12 or EU 36 through 47 shoe size. It costs about $9.62 for this pattern, and it has 704 projects. And this was released at the end of October. So this has been out for just a few weeks, and it's popping off. The fun and quirky thing about these is that they're felted. So you knit up the slippers and they're massive. It's giving clown. And then you put them in the washing machine and they felt and then they fit. So there is some witchcraft in this pattern. Like, that is straight up wizardry, and I really want to do it. I think it's really impressive when you make felted patterns because you have to calculate for the dimensions after felting. I don't know. I think you have to be a really good designer to do that. So I find this very impressive. They're very cute little slippies. A lot of people have been adding this, like, it's almost like a glue, but then it dries down and it's just like rubberized dots on the bottom so you don't slip, which is definitely what I would do because I would be ice skating essentially on my hardwood floors with these. But yeah, I think they're super cute, and I know a lot of people have been making these for gift knits. They work up pretty quick from what I've heard, and I have heard a lot, and there's just so many color combos. The suggested yarn is Drops Snow, which is currently sold out of most colors. I do think there's a correlation there. I would love to get my hands on some Drop Snow when it gets restocked here. There's just so many good color combos, and again, the Girly Pops have been providing with the color inspo, and I love them for it. Everybody say thank you, Girly Pops. Thank your local Girly Pop today. Sailor slippers. I really want to make these at some point. Oh, they're so cute. Next up, we have the Breeze Jacket by Rue Yamamaro. This is knit at a DK weight, comes in sizes 1 through 8, has 8 projects on Ravelry, and costs about $7.25. This one came out in November of this year, so it's very new. This is a fun little wrap. I don't know, do you guys remember? I think it was 2023 to 2024, like that winter, when everybody was doing a wrap cardigan. Like, so many designers were coming out with wrap cardigans, and they were really cute. But I think this is kind of like the updated take on a wrap cardigan. It's more of a wrap jacket, if you will. And I like this one a lot because it has like a split texture moment. So the top half and the sleeves are in like, it looks like a seed stitch, and then the bottom half is stockinette, and then you do cute little I-cord bows to tie it off. I think this is just so cute. I don't know how I would wear it, but it's really cute. I don't know. I feel like in a cream or something, this could be kind of a moment. Okay, speaking of really cute, next up is the Paloma Sweater by Restless Knitwear. This one's knit at a DK weight, comes in sizes, there's 10 sizes available, has 4 projects on Ravelry, and costs $7.55. This one's really cute. You can do long sleeve or short sleeve, and they both slay very hard. It feels very vintage inspired. Like, I've seen some vintage sweaters with this kind of really thick band of ribbing that creates kind of a unique shape in the sweater that I think is really cute and different. It's very vintage inspired. I like that it's super cute, like with sleeves or without sleeves. Honestly, I might like it a little bit more without sleeves, but I mean, for the sake of winter, probably do the sleeves. I don't know. I'm not your mom. It's super cute though. I like that one a lot. My god, also speaking of super cute, this is the Sofia Cardigan by Mochi Knits. This one is knit at a worsted weight, comes in sizes 1 through 7, has 19 projects on Ravelry, and costs about $10.28. This one is similar to the Polo No.1, just in terms of the fact that it's a polo. It's a polo construction, but it's also knit at like a pretty tight gauge with 24 stitches for 4 inches. I don't know, it's just another one of those polo collared sweaters that it doesn't lean super sweater-y to me. Does that make any sense? Like, it's clearly still a sweater, but it doesn't give sweater. I don't know, it just looks very, like, machine knit. Sometimes I like that. Sue me. Don't. It's got a nice construction, like, it's very crisp and clean with the lines, and then that double knit. It's kind of is it double knit? It's not double knit. Kind of a thinner button band, which I think works really well to draw attention to the collar, which is obviously like the focal point of this piece. So yeah, I think it's really cute, and I love this red. So good. This one is the Winter Chunky Jacket by Gray Level Knitter. This one's available in sizes small through extra large, 142 projects on Ravelry, and costs $9. This is another one that I feel is like kind of Patagonia inspired, almost Pendleton inspired, actually. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about, I try not to lean into the PNW style of it all because like I don't hike, so I feel like a poser even though I was in fact born in Washington State. So I have like the authority. I choose not to for the most part because it does feel fake, because I famously am very indoorsy, but I live in the most like outdoorsy part of the country. That's just my personal identity crisis. Anyway, but I feel like I could get away with it more if I knit it, you know? I don't know. I feel like it's a cheat code to get around the whole I don't participate in the outdoor sports. I don't know if that makes any sense at all to anybody but me, but it makes a lot of sense to me. So this one's also knit in like a boucle, but then the button band is not boucle, which I think is a nice contrast. And it also has really cute pockets. Oh, yeah, this one's cute. Since we're on the boucle train, this is the Fluffy Fleece Vest by Johanna Roos. This is a super bulky knit pattern with sizes 1 through 6 available. 193 projects on Ravelry and costs about $7.25. I feel like there's a specific brand of this like fleecy boucle vest that I've been seeing everywhere this fall, and so I like that this is obviously a knit version because clearly. I like the concept of this. I don't know if I would actually wear it, but like I like it a lot on other people. Therefore, I am showing it to you. So it's, as I said, a boucle vest, and then it has, again, kind of a trim. I think it's an I-cord edge. It has an I-cord edge that's not boucle, and then I feel like that just kind of makes it look more profesh and tailored, almost like polished, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Next up is the Peatlands Sweater by Cheryl Makatari. This one's knit at a sport weight, comes in sizes 1 through 11, 28 projects on Ravelry, and costs about $9.55. Again, this is just a really good colorwork yoke. I have said my piece about colorwork yokes for the winter, but this one has a little bit less positive ease. I think it's just a really classic colorwork motif. So I wanted to include it, so I did. Speaking of color work, I don't need to segue every pattern. I don't know why I feel so inclined to do that. Speaking of color work, Rikke Bloom Sweater by Rikke Johnson. This one is knit at a worsted weight, comes in sizes extra small through 6XL, has no projects on Ravelry, and also, it's releasing on the 14th. Today is the 12th. So by the time you see this, it will probably be available, and it's going to be $8. This is such a fun all-over color work. Again, it's kind of a floral, but it also, like, especially in the colors of the samples, it kind of reads snowflake, almost. So I like that you can kind of either play up the snowflake or the floral of it, depending on what you're feeling. I just think this is a really cute winter sweater, and it looks like it would actually be pretty fun to knit. I'm not a big colorwork girly, to speak my truth, but I want to be. I desperately want to be. So maybe I'll try this and maybe it will convert me. So here we have the Popcorn Cardi by Midori Hirose. This one is available in sizes, okay, there's kid sizes, and then there's extra small through 6XL, and it's knit at a fingering weight, but it's like 3 fingering weights held together. I think that would be more of like a DK worsted situation. Don't quote me on that. Has 51 projects on Ravelry and costs about $6.65. This is a fun one. I don't know. There's just something about it. It does have a very popcorny texture. Like, I think the name is very apt. I'm a big texture person. Like, I like a good texture. This seems like very squishy and very fun. I don't think it's baubles, but it kind of looks like a bauble, but less pronounced. So those of you who are anti-bauble, as I have stated, my stance on baubles is pro. But those of you who don't like baubles as much, you might like this a little bit more because it's less of that like 3D bauble and more of like a flatter. I don't know what that texture is, but it's interesting. And I think it would be fun to knit. Does it say what the texture is? A cardigan in a highly textured popcorn pattern resembling baubles. Interesting. That seems like it would be fun to make, and I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. So, Lane magazine of Lane publishing fame just recently announced a Moomin collection, which like that was tough for those of us who have been traumatized by a Finnish man. Moomin, they're cute. If I'm able to like remove them from the context of that situation. Moomin are very cute, and I think the patterns that the designers came up with for the Moomin inspired collection are adorable. So this is probably my favorite. This is the Flower Loop by Other Loops for Lane Publishing. It's just got, again, with this floral in the winter. What is up with me? Crazy. It has the cute little tulips, and then it has, I think, like a reverse stranded situation on the hems. That looks really interesting. Like print all over the body as well. So there's a lot going on here, but it does look very timeless and very, I don't know, just very Nordic and cute. I didn't say any of the things, did I? All right, this one is available in sizes 1 through 8. It's knit with a sport and a lace weight yarn held together. So you have to get it with the whole collection, I think, of the Lane patterns. I don't know. Do they sell them separately? I actually don't know. But it doesn't have a price listed. It's in edition 23 of the Lane magazine. So keep an eye out for that. Oh, from the same collection, La Blouse by Marie Hagener. This one is available in sizes 1 through 10. Same situation. It's in the Lane edition 23, and it's knit with, I think it's like 2 mohairs, I'm pretty sure. This was another one where it's just a really unique construction. Your typical like airy mohair blouse, but it has kind of a wider body to it that almost looks poncho-esque. And then it has this really cute I-cord bow that runs through the top of it. I don't know, there's just something really cute about this. Yeah, it's a funnel neck. Yeah, just the shape and the bow and the mohair of it, I feel like it works so well together. And I think it could be just a really cute little dainty number. I don't know, if you're feeling dainty. We have the Lili Bonnet by Knitters and Friends. I made a bonnet a few years ago, and it makes me look like, I believe I said, a wee babe, and I stand by that. But I feel like maybe it was just because the bonnet I made was kind of thicker. So perhaps like with a tighter gauge bonnet, it would make me look less like an actual baby. I don't think this one is reading baby. I think if anything, it's reading grandma, which we love. And I think that's really cute. I don't know, like the designer is slaying very hard in this. So I don't know if it would translate to as big of a slay on myself personally, but there is a slay factor here that cannot be ignored. This is knit in like an overall, is it brioche or ribbed? Let's look. Oh, half twisted rib. So it's knit in all over half twisted rib. It's one size and has 89 projects on Ravelry and costs about $7.19. I really like the bow on this one. I think the bow is really cute, but it's not too dainty. That's the other thing. I think like with a really thin bow tie on a bonnet, that can also read kind of baby. But this one, obviously, thicker bow, less baby. Yep. Back to sweaters. We have the Delft Pullover by Brianna Mason. This one is knit at an Aran weight, comes in sizes 1 through 9, has 24 projects, and costs $8. I'm a big fan of Brianna Mason as a designer. I think she is very good at like really timeless basics, but also puts a little fun twist on them so they're not boring. And this is no exception. It's a really good colorwork motif, and I believe she said it's inspired by, the Delft Pullover is a fair ale sweater with motifs inspired by the decorative floral and windmill themes in Dutch pottery. That is so cute. It really does look Dutch pottery-esque. That's super cute. Yeah, I definitely see the windmill, like the X's at the bottom. Oh, I like that. I think that would be really cute, and like a white with a blue. Again, a la the porcelain sweater, but make it Dutch pottery edition. Don't say I never did anything for you, because that's a good idea. This is the Carabeth Cardigan from Kate Davies Designs. This is an older pattern. This was published in February 2018. My God, where were you in 2018? This is a fun game I like to play. I was a junior in high school. I was 17 years old. What a time to be alive, 2018. I feel like that was like the last normal year, you know? Like, things started getting real wonky around 2019 and then obviously 2020. I think we all know what happened there. Yeah, 2018 was like really the last kind of normal year. Huh. Well, that's a bit depressing. Anyway, 2018, what a time to be alive. This is a super bulky pattern. It comes in sizes 98 centimeter bust through 165 centimeter bust. There's 3,212 projects on Ravelry, and it costs about $10.99. Again, like, I feel like this was really ahead of its time. It's got that kind of boxy fit with the really thick collar that we've been seeing, again with the circular neck, but this one has a really fun shoulder detail where it does kind of a diagonal on the front and the back of the shoulders, which I think adds a lot of visual interest for what would be a pretty basic cardigan otherwise. Yeah, I like that one. I think it's really stood the test of time. How many years ago was 2018? Oh no, this is gonna hurt my feelings. 7 years ago? No. That was not 7 years ago. Oh god, I'm gonna have an existential crisis. Ew. Oh my god. Oh no. I hate thinking about time. It freaks me out. We need to move along here. I don't have time. I have to go to work in an hour. Next up, we have the Rosie Mittens by Lili. This is a DK weight pattern, comes in sizes small/medium and large/extra large, has 18 projects on Ravelry and costs about $5.67. I think most of us have seen the Rosie sweater by now. Super cute. I really like it. I love the mittens though. I think the mittens are so cute. I love mittens in general. I think they are just about the cutest article of clothing you can wear. There's just something about putting on a mitten that makes me feel like a storybook character. Makes me feel like Nicholas, and I am a bunny. That is my favorite book. I'm like kind of not joking. I love that book. I would read it as my nanny baby every day, like at least 3 times a day. I love it. I think that's like actually my manifesto. Do with that what you will. Anyway, big fan of mittens over here. And I really like this rose colorwork motif in the Rosie series, and I think these are just really cute. This is the Haze Sweater from the Knit Pearl Girl. This one is knit at an Aran weight, comes in sizes A through K, has 219 projects on Ravelry, and is a free pattern. Everybody say thank you, the Knit Pearl Girl. This is, it's her festive free release for 2022. Okay, I was really going into the archives for this one, wow. Yeah, again, pretty simple colorwork motif, but it's a little bit daintier than the other ones. Like, I feel like this colorwork pattern is less visually heavy, if that makes sense. It looks lighter, but it's very cute, and it looks like she made this with Let Lopi, so this is a really good, like, true winter sweater here. Another polo collar. We have the Chantal collar cardigan from Rikke Knits. This one is knit at a sport weight, comes in sizes extra small through 3XL, has 54 projects on Ravelry, and costs about $11.49. Okay, this one is fun because it's like what is this? It's a slip stitch pattern, so it's going to be pretty thick. But then also the button placement on this one I found very charming. It's like 2 buttons together and then a big space and then 2 buttons together. I don't know, I've never seen that before. And there was just something about that where I was like, that's pretty cute. I don't know. Like, that's very quaint. Yeah, I really like it in this, dare I say, butter yellow. This is super cute. I like this one a lot. Sorry, I'm kind of picking up the pace here because if I have any chance of eating lunch before I go to work, I do need to wrap this up relatively quickly. This is the Diabolo by Sofia Cardigan. This one comes in sizes extra small through 4XL, is knit at an Aran weight, has 42 projects on Ravelry, and costs about $9.67. This designer in particular does a lot of really cool colorwork, pretty intense colorwork stuff, and I thought this was a really fun example of that, and one that I find to be something that would be more wearable for me personally than some of her other really cool colorwork designs that I think I would have a harder time styling. But there's something about this one, it might just be the colors that she used in the sample, but I would have an easier time with this one. So it's got like really fun motifs, and then it's split. So you do one half in like one set of colors, the other half in another set of colors. It's one of those where it has a lot going on, but it just works really well, in my opinion. This is fun, and then also the button band is interesting because it has a rolled edge there, and then a good old-fashioned toggle button. You guys know how much I love a toggle. Super cute. I did think it was called the Diabolo at first, like the devil in Spanish. And I was very confused until I reread it. I was like, oh, that's not what that says. This is the Goose Giselda by Anna Sofia Wintersoul. This one is knit at a worsted weight. Comes in sizes small/medium and large/extra large. Has 77 projects on Ravelry and costs $9. Another bonnet. Let's discuss. This one's different because it has a goose on it. There's just something about this. Again, it's giving like children's storybook, and I fear that is my vibe. So it has the goose, and then it has like little hearts and a quilt star on it. Like it simply has all the makings of something I would love, and I do. I am kind of obsessed with this. I don't know, guys. It's a goose bonnet. I don't know. I'm a silly goose. It makes sense. So this is the Snowflake Vest by No Quinn. It's knit at an Aran weight, comes in sizes small through XXL, has 80 projects on Ravelry and costs $8. So this is a little short-sleeved vest with a pretty big snowflake motif on the side. I like that it's on the side. I feel like putting it in the middle wouldn't have been as cute as it is on the side. This one is giving holiday party to me. I feel like this with one of those like silk slip skirts. You know what I'm talking about. Aritzia makes them, but they're not silk and they're cheap and you can get them better somewhere else. But that kind of like slip skirt situation with this on the top would be a really cute holiday party look if you have holiday parties to go to. Just saying. There's also a long sleeve version, but again, I'm really rocking with the vest. I don't know. With a coat over it, obviously. I think it'd be warm enough. I don't know. Again, I'm not your mom. This is the Camelia Cardigan by Sumni Kim. This one is knit at a sport weight, comes in sizes 1 through 4, has 11 projects on Ravelry, and costs about $10.28. We're going back to the vaguely floral motif here, but again, I think it does read very winter in this particular iteration. She has a really cute version with red and green as the contrast colors against a cream background, and I think this is so cute. This one's steeked, so fair warning there. I have not steeked anything yet in my knitting journey. I feel like it's probably not as scary as it sounds. There's just something very intimidating about taking scissors to your sweater, I think, like as a concept, but I know obviously like if you reinforce it enough, it's not going to unravel. So if you're interested in trying steeking, this could be a fun one. All right, and then from the same designer, we have the Christollen Cardigan. This one's knit at a DK weight, comes in sizes... Okay, it doesn't have the sizes listed. I don't know what's happening there. Oh, it's a collaboration with Bisha Bouche. I know how to say that now. Has 43 projects on Ravelry and costs $10.28. This is another one that I feel like is reading very ski lodge. It has more of an overt snowflake looking motif on it, and then kind of this really interesting collar that I don't know what this collar is called, but it's really cute. I have no idea what it's called. So this one's steeked down the front and for the arms. So that's quite a bit of steeking going on there. But if you want to be really brave, I think this is super cute for the winter. This is the Laurel Vest by Naoko Masubuchi. And this one is knit at a DK weight. So this is a child's vest. It's available in sizes 1 through 2 years to 13 through 14 years. One thing about me, this happens frequently in my life where I will get like a targeted ad for something clothing wise and I'll be like, oh my god, that's so cute, and then I'll click on it and it'll be like toddler sizes A through whatever, or like children's size. What I'm saying is it's always children's clothing that I get targeted for, because I mean I keep clicking on them because I'm like, that's adorable, let me get the deets, and then it's not in fact a grown-up piece of clothing. It is made for a child. So I don't know what that says about me, but when this happened on Ravelry, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is a child's vest, and I was fully like, wait, that's adorable. It is adorable. I wanted to include it just because I think it is very cute, and if you do have a child, I think this would be very adorable on them. And also, if you have the skills to grade a pattern up yourself, you could make this. I do not have those skills, but I wish I did because this is super cute. It looks almost like a log cabin construction. It's like a patchwork type of thing. And then it has that quilt motif in the back, which I'm a sucker for. Angled I-cord situation in the front. And you can attach a zipper, leave it open, or do buttons with a button loop. So you've got options there. It's just so cute, and I wish it was in adult sizes. All right, and last up, I did sneak a petite knit in here. I'm sorry, but hear me out. This is the cross set by Petite Knit. It is knit at a DK weight. So there's sizes, kid sizes available from 2 to 7 years old, and then also small, medium, and large. 3 projects on Ravelry and cost about $8.09. So this is another pattern she designed in collaboration with the Red Cross, and the entire sales from the cross set will be donated to the Red Cross. So that's very cool. Really like this motif. I don't feel like it reads Red Cross to me. Like, it just looks like a cool motif. And I liked the cross sweater she did last year too, and I had the same opinion on it. Like, I feel like if you didn't know it was a collaboration with the Red Cross, like, you wouldn't assume that just by looking at it. But the other thing I really like about this is the pom-pom. I think pom-poms on beanies are coming back. I think this is the year. Mark my words, you're gonna see pom-poms on beanies, and then you're gonna be like, Maddie called it. We've been on the condom beanie trend for a while. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like when people leave the beanie up at the top and it has that little like, boop, it looks like a condom. I'm sorry. But I think that's going to be phased out, and I think we're going to go back to a pom-pom. And I'm here for it because I've never really been a big fan of the condom beanie because I think it looks like a condom. I'm going to stop saying that now. And that is my thoughts on that. I don't know where to go from here after having said that. Anyway, I think pom-poms on beanies are going to be the thing this year. And I think this is a really cute option. I think she did like micro stripes on the brim. I think that's really cute. So yeah, that's a cross set, and profits being donated to the Red Cross. We love to see it. Shout out Petite Knit, the woman that you are. And thus concludes my winter 2025 to 2026 pattern roundup. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with my congested voice and general antics. I appreciate it. If you're still here, you should probably subscribe. I'm just saying. You don't have to. I'm not the boss of you. But like, you could. And that would be cool. So if you're still here, maybe subscribe. I don't know. Consider it. I'll see you soon. I'm going down to Oregon this weekend to go to Sacred Sheep, and I'm going to try to vlog that. So hopefully you will be seeing that soon-ish. And hopefully I won't be as congested by then. Hopefully my bronchial tract will be on the other side of this. All will be well. Until next time, you take care, okay? All right, bye.